Hello, very dear one, and welcome to the Psychic Garden. Today we are doing a reading for you if you have Chiron in Virgo or in the 6th house. So I welcome you to this space, and I welcome your guides to this space so that we can get clear messages and guidance in your path, for your path. I usually do an introduction, but this time I'm getting too much information. So I will just go directly to the reading so that I don't overwhelm anyone with all this information, and that I also see what's clearly meant for you at this moment. Yeah. So take a couple of breaths with me and let's dive into this together. Held. This is the ultimate prince, guides card, spirit card. There is a spiritual world sustaining you. So part of the information that was coming through was this inner struggle, inner battle with your material realm and the spiritual one. I'm feeling this in the energy very strong right now. This opposition. So your opposite sign for Chiron and Virgo is Pisces. But Chiron is a very spiritual element. Again, and yet is a healer. So it's very comfortable in Virgo because Virgo is a healing sign and Chiron is a healing force, but it's wounded. It's the wounded healer. But it's comfortable in Virgo because this Virgo energy exacerbates the power of healing in Chiron. At the same time, it's opposing the spiritual realm in some way. So in your journey, how do you come at peace? How do you make peace with your spiritual? And here it's also very present, like this, what I was talking about. We have the prince right after held. And prince, to me, it represents this earth energy, which is being cared for by the surroundings. And it's kind of for your healing powers to flourish, you need an environment that values this. So are you allowing yourself to be in that environment? And one first very easy step to allow yourself to be in that environment is to recognize the forces that are holding everything together around you, that are holding your life together, that are holding the material world stable in some way so that you can get daily intake of food, nutrition, sleep. So acknowledge the things that are already there. And also that there is more to it, that there's spirit working in your favor. And yes, we are going through very, very, very tough times. So it's difficult to fall into this prince energy, like in a comfortable place where everything works perfect around us and is scheduled to perfection to be there in the right moment, right time, right amount. It's difficult to fall into that energy and to believe that that is possible for us. But everything that falls out of place is also a way of spirit of saying evolution is in this direction. Okay, I just remembered now the story of Siddhartha Gautama. He was a prince, the Buddha, and yes, it's kind of the spiritual realm guided him to see suffering and pain, and this is what took him out of the castle. So it was a decision that he made to go out of the comfort place. And now I'm telling you to be sure that you have this around you. So it's kind of contrary to what Siddhartha Gautama did, which was to go away. But in this case, it's because the world is such an unstable ground. How do you make sure that there is something holding you? What is holding you? How can you acknowledge what is holding you? Yeah, it's different when you have everything granted and then you walk out of it than when you don't have it granted and you simply have to provide it to yourself so that you have a place for growth, a good soil for growth. This is very important for you to know, to have to acknowledge, to take in, to receive, to know that you deserve to have this stable ground for growth. Communication. Yeah. How are you letting people around you be there for you? How are you asking for stability? How are you communicating exactly, precisely with your colleagues at work, with your boss, with whatever collaborations you have, or financial so your financial communication, how are you opening up about some challenges, or how are you treating those challenges? How are you telling others what your situation is with your life? How are you asking for support? Can you give yourself the chance to ask for support? And also, can you be there as a supporting force back? How are you communicating your ability also to provide something back? How do you make this exchange of ideas so that you and those around you feel that you have a common goal and that you can walk towards this goal together, synchronized, in a comfortable way, so that there is not a disruption or, I thought you were going to do this. And I'm focusing on the financial because I'm focusing, the cards are telling me to focus on your material stability. It's granted, it's given from spirit. You're going to find the ways to achieve this for yourself, but communication and being clear also with yourself, with what you can do, how you can do it, making a plan for this is important. And also, what is the spiritual practice that connects you to being more able to provide a ground for yourself? Is this as simple as just laying down and connecting with your soul, with your heart? Or are you more into manifesting, asking, praying? Go into that. Even ask yourself the question, what is the spiritual practice that allows you to have a more sustainable life? For example, one thing that I think is very important and that the results are very different if we do it or we don't do it, is to have an intention in everything we do. If we work whatever work we do, have an intention. How do you set an intention at the beginning of your work so that the time you spend working becomes meaningful and it's not just the same routine task? It's kind of, you're tricking your mind, but in a good way, because you're also changing the perspective. Like this, whatever you do daily can become meaningful if you simply set an intention before that activity. How do you set an intention? About if you're working with clients, for example, how do you show up? Why do you show up? Why are you doing this work? Is this aligned with what you want? And by doing this practice of setting intentions, you are also going to find if there's something that's not aligned, and then start looking for solutions to change this. Queen of Swords. Very interesting, because I'm very feeling a lot this energy of self-honesty with this reflection of intention. Self-honesty with, do you feel aligned with how you're working, and what are the reasons you're working, for what you are working, in the place you're working? And if not, the wings that are going to help you align is both connect to your spiritual values, to your spiritual being, to your soul self, and communicate with others. Why is something feeling out of sync? And try to make it, just don't try, just make the adjustments. Make the adjustments necessary. And sometimes the adjustments necessary might be, have to talk to my family, say I need to quit this job and start another type of career on this area. But I'm going to have a stable plan to go from one to the next. And what's that plan going to be? Okay. But yes, start, if you don't feel aligned right now with your work, start making a plan that can take you out of that situation. It's very, very important. Okay. Yeah. Let me see. 3 cards from your guides. 4 of Swords. Again. Make space for yourself to be with your guides, with your spirit self, because here it's accompanying the health card, and step into your truth and be there. What does this mean for you? What does this mean to sit down with your full, honest self? This is a question 6 of Wands. Beautiful. It's beautiful. And Knight of Wands. Yes. The question about honesty with yourself is a question we all need to ask constantly, because we also change. And so when we change, then some things might be out of sync, and they are not our truths anymore. They are not aligned with how we evolved, how we grew, what we learned. So it's about also changing old ideas, because it's not that you are lying to yourself, it's you're carrying old ideas, and these old ideas are lying to you. And so how do you connect with your spiritual self to find the truth of your path, of yourself, of your time, of this moment? 6 of Wands is in some way saying that your choices of, if you change career or if you open this communication, everything you do now will have a positive outcome. So do it. 6 of Wands is saying here, do it, and it's accompanied by the Knight of Wands. Yes, move forward. they're saying this. It's very simple. It's very this reading is kind of, it has clear steps of being honest with yourself, looking into your career life, looking into how you're showing up in your work, looking if it's aligned with your intentions. What do you intend for your life, for your family, for your community? And once you look into all those aspects, a positive outcome of mm, kind of winning this internal battle is going to show up for yourself. You have kind of an internal struggle, internal battle, so on, and you're going to win this internal battle, and you're going to show up in the world also as like this heartful person who can be there for others and guide them also through their internal battles. This is kind of also very fast happening. For some reason, everything right now in your life is aligning so that these pieces move in this direction. And the only ingredient that is might be missing at any point is you showing up for yourself. And when I say might be missing at any point is because this is your decision. You take the decision to show up and walk this path, which is here for you to be walked, or you take the decision to take more time. Okay? But anytime you decide to take time, it's not a waste of time. Do it to connect to your own truths. So it's good to take time. I mean, we're obsessed with moving and doing and achieving and so on. No, it's not about that. Walking the path also involves taking time, but deciding to do it in a way that brings something to this process. And how is this? Connecting with your truths, your guides, your spiritual being, your soul, right? It's not taking time and go and do some repetitive activity meaningless that has become meaningless, but you simply don't want to not do it because it's a way to entertain yourself and you are bored and you are tired and you are feeling the feelings. The emotional world is complex and there are a lot of things coming to the surface sometimes and we just shut them down with distractions. So it's not a take your time, distract yourself with other things. It's take your time, but drop into this energy of what do I want for myself? And are these answers that are coming through a possibility for me now? And if they are, how am I going to communicate this to those around me? And find the support in those around me. So don't be afraid, don't stop yourself in any step of this path, of this way. So it was very career oriented. I want to see if there's something more. King of Swords and Queen of Cups. Okay. Okay. Wow. Mm. Here I see an internal struggle being also projected to your outer world. So here I see an internal struggle of reason and intuition, which was I was talking about at the beginning, of rationality and intuition, which both are very powerful energies within yourself, but you kind of fall into this struggle, and this is because of the chironic placement you have. Specifically, this struggle might be stronger in you than other people, but so you have this internal struggle, but you're also, because you're having this so present in yourself, you are living it in experiences in the world. So if you are in a relationship or dating, going out, meeting new people, this struggle might come again and again. Either you bring more the rational side and the other person is bringing this intuitive side and you kind of struggle with the other person because of this, or the other way around. The other person is bringing this rational side and you're talking about spirits and your spiritual path, and simply this kind of energetic struggle between you both comes to the surface. It's not a if you have a person in your life which with with whom this is happening right now, it's not a how do you say, it's not set on stone. It's not a struggle that it's going to be there forever for you both. But you, especially specifically you, have to do this work of integration in yourself. How do you integrate your rational self with your emotional self? And again, also here we have the King of Swords and we have the Queen of Cups. So your rational self is something you inherited through your male lineage, and your emotional self is something you inherited through your female lineage. How do you integrate your female lineage with your male lineage within yourself? What does this mean for you? How do you put these two poles to talk, have a conversation? And even, for example, right now, can you do art in a rational way? For example, when you in the computer, the colors have numbers, right? And you have a code for each color. So you can give different codes and you get different colors and so on. And it depends on the which type of code language you choose, from where to where the numbers run. But there can be like red, green, blue combination, and the numbers run from 0 to 100, let's say, and a combination of each one of them gives a different color. Okay, so you can say, okay, I will put in the 9, 8, 7 in one color, and then the 7, 6, 5 in another color, and start doing combinations, but with a rational type of mind, like a mathematical type of painting. This you can do with music also a lot, because music is mathematics. And how can you bring your rational mind to art? And this will be a place for you to connect these two energies, these two poles. This will ignite the integration process within yourself. How can you bring your rational mind to your spiritual practice? Saying, for example, okay, I'm going to do this stretching and yoga practice, but I'm going to do it in a very structured way. But I am not going to allow the structure to dominate. I am going to fall into that place of spiritual connection within structure. Yeah? Okay, so I think I said enough examples of this integration process, which is the most important. So, yeah, in your relationships, the important thing is to integrate these two aspects within yourself. In your career, the important thing is to align with your own values, be very honest with yourself, and be very honest with those around you. And also be willing to ask for support. Okay? Okay, I'm happy I did this reading for you today, because there was a lot of information and I just start getting headaches when I don't let it out, and I'm happy to provide just for that reason. I'm happy to be here and stay around for other readings. So I hope to see you in the future. Share, like, subscribe, and all the best.